If there's something strange in your neighborhood, who are you gonna call? Marvel's Midnight Suns! What's up, everybody? My name is Joshua Yale, and yes, I know that wasn't the answer you were expecting, unless you've seen the big reveal of Marvel's new turn-based RPG game from Firaxis and 2K Games. The upcoming game features Earth's mightiest heroes teaming up with Earth's spookiest heroes to take on the supernatural forces of evil. But what you may have not seen is actual gameplay of Midnight Suns, and that's what we've got for you right here on IGN. So we've got a trailer showing off the first gameplay footage of Midnight Suns and an in-depth breakdown from the developers on how the game mechanics work. So let's get to it with the gameplay revealed trailer for Marvel's Midnight Suns.
How long was I in that crypt?
I know where the sun rises.
No more than a few centuries.
Centuries? And what of Lilith?
Fallen by your hand.
And I know where the sun sets.
Until now. You were... missed.
Whatever caretaker put you through back in the day did a real number on you.
I know where the sun rises.
We got a lot of work to
I
do.
know where the sun sets.
Of course. Caretaker has reformed the Midnight Suns.
I know where the sun rises.
About time.
You're a Midnight Sun now. One of us.
Let's go, bub.
I know where the sun rises. I know where the sun sets. There's blood on the horizon, but I don't break a sweat. 'Cause I know where the sun rises, and I know where the sun sets.
Welcome back! And now that you've had the appetizer, it's time for the main course. And we are serving up a 6-minute gameplay explainer from the Firaxis team to walk you through Midnight Suns' tactical RPG gameplay in much greater detail. This won't just be Marvel's XCOM, my friends. Feast your eyes on this.
Gaming's greatest strategy and tactics experts have teamed up with the world's greatest storytellers to create a new AAA experience unlike anything before it. Welcome to Marvel's Midnight Suns. This new tactical RPG from Firaxis is set in the darker side of the Marvel Universe, packed with a deeply customizable tactical battle system that rewards clever thinking with superhero flair. An epic, supernatural story that brings you face to face against the demonic forces of the underworld. A deep role-playing experience where you get to live among Marvel legends and the first customizable original hero from the Marvel Universe. As darkness falls, rise up with the Midnight Suns and face off against an ancient prophecy foretelling the end of the world. After centuries of sleep, Lilith, mother of demons, has been revived by Hydra through a twist of dark magic and science. Lilith will stop at nothing to fulfill the prophecy of the Midnight Sun and bring back her evil master, Chthon. Alongside her is her army of Lilith, demonic forces who carry out her twisted will with fanatical devotion. Pushed to the brink by her return, the Avengers desperately revive a dark power of their own, the Hunter, a legendary hero, forsaken child of Lilith, and the only one known to have beaten Lilith before. In Marvel's Midnight Suns, the player takes on the role of this new hero, who until recently lay peacefully in a centuries-long sleep, tucked away in a quiet crypt on the grounds of the Abbey, the secret headquarters of an organization known only as the Midnight Suns. For the first time in any Marvel game, the Hunter is a customizable original superhero, allowing you to live out your very own Marvel adventure. But you won't be alone. Marvel's Midnight Suns features a legendary collection of heroes that span across the Marvel Universe, including the Avengers, X-Men, Runaways, and more. You'll see these heroes in a new light as you develop relationships and strengthen your personal bonds outside the field of battle. Every hero has a completely unique set of abilities, ranging from damage-dealing attacks to life-saving skills to epic game-changing finishers. There are tons of unique costumes to unlock, skills to upgrade, and heroic team-ups that unleash devastating combo moves. With your superhero squad picked, it's time to start fighting back the forces of Lilith. Combat in Marvel's Midnight Suns is a cinematic tactical affair that rewards clever thinking with superhero flair. The player controls a squad of 3 heroes and is dealt a random selection of hero abilities, like a hand of cards. These abilities offer a vast array of tactical choices that expand exponentially when combined with the battlefield itself. Shove, leap, and smash your way to victory using the environment to wreak havoc on your enemies. Send the bad guys face first into a wall, into each other, or just right over the edge. Victory requires a balance of smart tactical thinking and being able to read and react off the battlefield, as well as cultivating your friendships outside of combat and finding the right combinations of heroes and abilities. Battles rage across iconic Marvel locations like Avengers Tower to Doctor Strange's Sanctum Sanctorum, from New York City rooftops to underground Hydra installations, from sun-bleached deserts to a hellscape dimension far beyond our own. When the fighting is done, the heroes return to the Abbey, a living hub that the player navigates in real time, experiencing for the first time in any Marvel game what it's like to not just fight alongside beloved Marvel heroes, but to live alongside them as well. The Abbey offers hours of rewarding exploration, gameplay, and story for the player to enjoy. There's even a few lovable, if unique, pets. Get to know your favorite Marvel heroes through careful conversation and shared time together through daily activities. Take a stroll with Tony Stark on the Abbey grounds, or practice meditative yoga with magic. The choice is yours, but choose wisely, because every hero has their own preferences. Developing deep friendships can unlock powerful rewards in combat and in the Abbey. Use the spoils of battle to earn new abilities for your heroes down in the Forge. Upgrade current hero abilities out in the yard under Blade's watchful eye. Find new hero ops and missions in the War Room with Captain Marvel, and much, much more. When ready, it's time to choose a new mission. Choose your squad of heroes and return to battle. The enemy may grow more powerful with every fight, but the Hunter and the heroes will rise in power to meet them, because that's what true heroes do.
Nice job out there, kid. I mean, I didn't get Hydra bombed until my 10th run with the Avengers.
Kid? You do know that I'm a good 3 centuries older than you, right?
Whoa, did you see that? The combat mechanics revolve around cards. Good thing I don't go anywhere without my trusty dual disc. Except the airport. This thing does not make it through security. So you probably want to know just how the card system works, and you're probably itching to know all the ways you can customize your main story character, the Hunter. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this segment where the Firaxis developers talk more about the dark sorcery behind it all.
Marvel Midnight Suns from the team of Firaxis will have favorites like Wolverine, Blade, Magix, and Captain Marvel fighting back demons of the underworld with some help from Doctor Strange and an all-new original customizable hero, the Hunter. Firaxis director Jake Solomon has joined us today to tell us a few more details about this new tactical RPG. Jake, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you very much for having me. I can't believe I'm actually talking about this game to somebody. So yes, sorry if I'm a little fired up right now.
No, fired up is good. We like fired up. There's probably no bigger property in the world today than Marvel. No pressure. How'd you come to work on such a big universe as the Marvel universe?
I mean, it was... So this is like a dream project for me and a lot of members of the team, but it wasn't something that we had really thought about. It was actually Marvel that approached us because they were fans of XCOM, which is the game we were doing before. And sometimes you hear that, and you don't know whether they, people say, oh yeah, I loved XCOM. But the first call I had with the Marvel team, they had like an executive vice president on the call, and he had very specific feedback for me about like the finale mission of XCOM, and a bunch of people were chiming in. So they were true fans, which was awesome. So we knew that we were going to partner our gameplay expertise with their amazing narrative. So it felt like a match made in heaven.
So the game shares a name with the 90s comic series. Can you speak to the connections between your game and the source material?
Yes, they're deep. So that is my favorite comic book event from when I was reading comic books as a kid. So yeah, the Rise of the Midnight Suns, it's this awesome early 90s like hair metal style supernatural event. It's probably the premier supernatural event in the Marvel comics. And it was something I grew up loving. It pulled together all the supernatural characters and had them fight this giant threat, which is Lilith, the mother of demons. And so we took that, like from the very beginning, when we started working with Marvel, we knew that was the story we wanted to tell. We wanted to go to a corner of the Marvel universe where we felt nobody else was at that moment, and it gave us our little space that we could tell our own story. And so, yeah, it's a comic that I and my narrative director both loved, and it's amazing. I recommend people check it out. So
you've gotten the chance to create your own original customizable hero, the Hunter. Can you tell us about what was that like creating this character, and what are the Hunter's powers?
So this is one of those rare ideas that actually from the beginning when we were thinking about the design of this game, we always wanted to have a customizable character, something kind of new for the Marvel Universe, because we wanted the player to be able to put themselves into the game. A lot of this game is about not just fighting in combat, but also developing relationships with the heroes of your choice. The way you do that is by being the Hunter. And so this Hunter, they have a narrative connection because in our universe, they are actually the child of Lilith. But you can customize this character to look however you want, and you can customize how they play in combat as well. And that means you can channel light powers, which are a little more support, a little more buff, a little more healing, or you can channel dark powers, which are a lot more destructive, but they incur a cost on the Hunter and the allies.
I believe that you'll be making those connections at the Abbey, in between missions, go out on a mission, come back to the Abbey, chat with your fellow heroes. Can you tell us what players can expect to do in their own mystical base?
Yes, so the Abbey, again, it's an all-new location that we designed with Marvel, and this is where all the Midnight Suns come back after combat, just like you said. And so I think there's like two big fantasies. If you're a fan of Marvel, there's like two powerful fantasies. One is fighting in combat, having that epic, awesome Marvel combat. But the other fantasy is also seeing the heroes hanging out with each other, how they interact with each other. And so that's the other big fantasy we want to fulfill in the Abbey. So yeah, after you come back from missions, you can choose what hero you want to hang out with, and you could say, all right, Ghost Rider and I are going to play video games, or Doctor Strange and I are going to meditate on the cliffs, or Tony Stark and I are going to go lift weights. And so the player has a lot of different activities to choose from, and it's not just hanging out at night. It's you can join clubs around the Abbey, you can talk to the heroes during the day, and all these things have an impact on your relationships with these heroes and how you sort of form these friendships. And of course, those friendships have huge benefits in combat gameplay as well.
Are there any characters you can become more than friends with, or is this hangout time strictly professional?
I totally get why you're asking that. I think that, in your mind, you can be whatever you want to be, but we are saying that you are just very, very, very close friends.
Whoa, okay. Got it. The heroes that you've revealed so far include some very well-known characters from the Avengers, the X-Men, and the Runaways. Can you share any details on what sort of your versions of these iconic characters are, how they differ or not from the more established portrayals that people might be familiar with?
Yeah, that's important because some of these characters, as you said, Doug, they're really familiar. People know who Wolverine is. People know who Iron Man is, Doctor Strange, and that's okay for people to come into our story with that knowledge. But at the same time, this is an entirely new universe that we've created, and so we've kind of set up our own story. And so Tony Stark is still genius, billionaire inventor, but in our universe, he and Doctor Strange are being forced to work together, kind of this marrying tech to mystical, and they've got this very at odds relationship. But we're also introducing a lot of new characters. So characters that players may not be as familiar with, and that's exciting for us. So characters like Magic, who's an awesome New Mutant and X-Men character. Nico from the Runaways, which you mentioned. The new Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider. I don't know if I'm so old that I don't know, do people know who Blade is anymore? Who doesn't know Blade? But maybe, I don't know, maybe there's some people who aren't as familiar with Blade. So for us, it's fun to have the established characters and pull them into this dark side of Marvel. It's fun to see the characters you know and love and put them in this situation where you never see them fighting demons, all these supernatural threats.
If people have forgotten about Blade, they're going to remember when the new Marvel Blade movie comes out. So your characters,
That's right.
You've already revealed some fan favorite characters. Is that roster going to continue to grow? Are you going to reveal more characters as we get closer to launch?
Yeah. We have 12 heroes in addition to the Hunter at launch. So we're going to definitely reveal more of those as we go on.
Got it. Looks like the heroes that we've seen so far are wearing new costumes. They look great. Is there any sort of practical purpose to the costumes that you've designed here?
Yes, so players are going to be able to unlock new costumes for their heroes, all of which unlock their ultimate ability, this legendary ability called their Midnight Suns ability, which for every hero is sort of battlefield changing. They unlock passives through that as well, but all of those things are fueled again by your relationship with those heroes. So if you want them to develop, the strongest version of that character is one that the Hunter develops relationships with.
So since we're going to be dealing with more mystical elements, supernatural elements, how does someone like Wolverine compete against an enemy like that?
Well, yes, that's exactly it. And that's what's kind of fun, is saying exactly like Wolverine or Iron Man or Captain America, what is it like when they have to fight demons? And so that's where they're kind of on their back foot when they meet this other team that is used to the supernatural, the original Midnight Suns. And so the idea is that the Hunter is there to kind of pull everybody together. Our Hunter is a legendary demon hunter in the Marvel Universe. And so it's up to the player to sort of lift everybody up and teach them how to face these supernatural threats.
Well, I'm very excited. I love your work on XCOM. I love the Marvel Universe. It seems like this is going to be chocolate and peanut butter together. Marvel Midnight Suns will be out in March 2022 across PC, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. Thank you so much to Firaxis for joining us today. We can't wait to see more.
So you're telling me we not only get to customize our own Marvel hero with powers of light and dark, but we also get our own little demon dog pet thing? I'd sell my soul to play this game. Not that Doctor Strange would approve, but who asked him anyways? So that is all we have for you today, and now we are dying to know what you thought of the first gameplay for Marvel's Midnight Suns. Let us know in the comments. Once again, I am Joshua Yale. Thank you so much for joining us. I'll see you next time, right here on IGN.
First, they conquered humanity's greatest evil, and she lay in rest. Then they vanquished threats from beyond our stars, and she lay in rest.
If you'd be so kind. Omno sanctum legita. Omno sanctum Dei.
Now our nightmares have come for